Hello friends, welcome to Help Me Coder, the channel which talks about technology and helps the coder community out there. And in this series where we have already discussed about what is Power Automate, what are the different flavors of Power Automate, we also looked into the make.power automate portal. We did a quick walk around there. So now the actual fun starts where we are going to look into what is the difference between trigger and action, which are the basic building block before you can start working on Power Automate. Also, we are going to do our first demo where we will be creating our first flow on Power Automate. So let's quickly dive into this video. So now let us look into the core components of a flow. There are two core components, which one is the trigger and other is an action. So trigger is something that starts the flow, which is basically a triggering point of a flow. It is basically an event that tells Power Automate to basically begin executing whatever you have done on the flow. Some of the examples, like receiving a new email in Outlook. Once you receive an email, you want to do something. Once a file is uploaded onto a SharePoint or OneDrive, then you want to do something. A new record is created in Salesforce or ServiceNow, then you want to do something. A button is pressed in Power Automate, then you want to do something. So whatever is the triggering point is called a trigger. There will be most of the flows that you do will have one trigger. Based on that one trigger, you will do a lot of actions. So now what is action? An action is something that happens after the trigger. So once a trigger happens, you have a lot of actions that you can perform. So it is a task or the step that your flow performs automatically. Action define the outcome of your workflow. So basically, once a trigger happens, you want to do ABC things. So those all three things that you do are the outcome of your flow. That is the outcome of your Power Automate flow. So examples can be sending an email notification. So when a trigger happens, you want to send email notifications to so and so people. Say other example can be saving an attachment to OneDrive. So once a trigger happens, something happens, imagine, and you save that attachment to the OneDrive. Posting a message in Microsoft Teams. So these can be actions, but the main point is that you can have mostly one trigger and then you can have multiple set of actions. So at the core, every flow has a trigger which start the flow and one or more actions that basically tells what this flow is all about. So let's start with our first Power Automate flow, and to do that, head over to make.powerautomate.com and then go to this template section, because we are creating a flow with the pre-built-in templates. So these are the different templates that you see are provided by Microsoft or the community. And then what we are going to do is we are going to use this flow, which is save email attachment from outlook.com to Dropbox. So which is self-explanatory. So whenever an email comes to your outlook.com, the mailbox that you have set up with, it will take out the attachment from that and it will save it into the Dropbox. So to do that, first thing that we want to set up is the Dropbox. So here is my Dropbox, and in this Dropbox I will create a new folder. So I will say my name of the folder is my attachments, and I will create this folder. So now this folder is created. So this is my attachment folder. Next thing is that we have to set up the flow. So to set up the flow, what I will do is I will click on this one. This will show you what this flow is all about. Then you need to set up at the bottom the connector. So right now my connectors are already set up, but I will show you how do you set up a connector. So you can click on this add new connection, or if your flow is already there, you can use the existing connection. Then you can sign in with a different account or use an existing connection that is already connected. So I'm using my existing connection here. So once everything is green over here, Dropbox is connected, your outlook.com is connected, then you click on continue. When you continue, this is how the flow will look like. So this is the flow that has been created for you, and I will just enlarge it. So very simple flow. When a new email arrives, then it will create a particular file. It will basically create the file inside the Dropbox. So trigger here is when a new email arrives. So your trigger is when a new email arrives. Then these are all the actions that you are doing. Here we only have one action. We are saying that, okay, create a file for us. So if you see in this when a new email arrives section, it says include attachment. So this emails which include attachment importance is normal and only with attachment. So you need to make sure that the email is with attachment. For those emails only this will be triggered. So if the email is not having an attachment, this action will not even be triggered. So this is a triggering point. Then after that is triggered, this is the file scope. So basically it checks, selects an output from the previous step, which is the attachment so it selects that, and then based on that attachment it creates the file. So right now the folder path is attachments. So I will change this folder. So how will I change? I will click on this, I will go in the Dropbox, and in the Dropbox you click on this arrow, you will see my attachment section over here. Click on my attachment. So now it will, the folder path where the files will go to is my attachment. This is the name of the file. I will tell you later how do you change the name of the file, how do you get all these details, but I don't want to confuse you now for a lot of things. So let it be as it is. You select the file content also as whatever it is, you just select it and keep it as it is. Then you save this. Okay, now you have saved the flow and you can go back like this. Now your flow, this is the flow dashboard, or where you can see what is the last run history of your workflow for your flow. This is a 28 done history that you can see, and you can keep on refreshing to see that flow in action. Now let's go back to our email, and let me send an email to this mailbox itself, so which is myself, and I will add a subject over here, my first flow, and then I will have to attach a file, because if I don't attach then it will not trigger. So let me attach a file. So I'll say browse this computer, I will select this file, I will open it, and that's it. So the file is attached. I have sent this file. So we got our email on our mailbox. So means this, once it arrives it will trigger the flow. So now let us go back to the flow. Let us refresh this one. Sometime it takes time to trigger the flow, but surely it will do. Once it is triggered, if you see that the flow is running now, after some time you refresh it again, the flow has succeeded. Flow has succeeded means your file would have gone into Dropbox. And see, this is the file that we just uploaded and it came into our Dropbox. So that is so easy to set up a flow in Power Automate. So now in future any file comes to this mailbox will automatically be shifted over here into this Dropbox. So that is the template based flow, the first flow that we have seen. Thanks for watching this video on our YouTube channel Help Me Coder. Do remember to hit the like and subscribe button so that you keep getting important updates for the future videos that we are going to develop on the Power Automate series, plus any new videos that we make on this channel.